Hey, what's up, guys? Tonight topic is World Cup 2022 Power Rankings. How the 32 look with 2 months to go? Well, with most teams having played their final matches before the tournament in Qatar, who appear most likely to lift the trophy? Well, number one, it is 3 years. Number one, Brazil. It is 3 years since Brazil lost to anybody other than Argentina. A forward line of Neymar, Richarlison, Vinicius Junior, and Rafinha putting enough that Gabriel Jesus was left out of the recent friendly with over Ghana and Tunisia. One defeat is in 29 is an exceptional record. The only doubt is the way they haven't played a European team since losing to Belgium at the last World Cup. Number two, Argentina. The retirement of the majority of the fleet of outstanding forwards has cleared the picture for Argentina. Lionel Scaloni's side may not be as glitzy as most recent iterations, but this Argentina side are harmonious and coherent and get the best out of Lionel Messi. They've gone 35 unbeaten and beat Italy in the Coppa Finalissima in June, but the only other European side they have played since October 2019 is Estonia. Number 3, Spain. Luis Enrique announcing his final pre-World Cup squad in a video of him cycling in homage that Vuelta en España didn't know quite have the positive effect he might have hoped as La Roja slumped to their first home defeat in almost 4 years against Switzerland. But despite Spain manner saying that Portugal have a better chance of success in Qatar, it was his side who claimed to a top spot in their Nation League group after Alvaro Morata late winner in Braga. Number 4, Netherlands. Could this be Louis van Gaal grand final? None of the goalkeeping options inspired confidence, but the 71-year-old coach turned around qualifying campaign that had begun badly and has put together a balanced squad, playing vibrant football. Perhaps they are slightly over-reliant on the goals of Memphis Depay, but there is sense of purpose and organizations about this squad that recalls 2014. Number 5, Germany. Germany have the potential to win a Qatar, but like many of their traditional rivals must address glaring flaws. Hungary exposed them with a Super League suit winning Leipzig. Hansi Flick's first defeat in church and although they were largely controlled against England. They away debacle amid a 15-minute flurry with better concern. They play in Flick's attractive style but still lack killer instinct. Number 6, Denmark. If Denmark were spoiled by a narrow setback in Croatia last week, they didn't show it. 3 days later, the top-played France with an outstanding performance and they're playing with a tempo that won so many admirers in the Euro 2020. It helps too that Christian Eriksen has returned in such imperious form. He scored a stunning goal in Zagreb and then outclassed his French counterparts. A challenge for honours looks realistic. Number 7, France. No nation has such a depth of talent as France, but none of the other favorites has such an array of players embroiled in various off-fields. Distraction while there is a real ill feeling between the families of certain players. A provocative coach and Didier Deschamps, who favors a traditional football that rarely seems to get the best of his side and the possibility of implosion is significant. Number 8. Croatia. Any situation Croatia are feeling for has been dispelled by the fact they deservedly topped the Nation League group featuring Denmark and France. Luka Modric has irresistible in the last Thursday 2-1 win over Denmark and proceed to score a convincing victory against Austria. The old war appeared to have one last push in them, and any could propel the team a long way in Qatar. Number 9. England. The semi-finalists at the World Cup that finalized at the Euros, England should go to Qatar with optimism, but they've won none their past 6 games. A number of key players injured or out of form and patient with Gareth Southgate seems to be running out. 20 good minutes against Germany at least lifted the mood a little, but Harry Maguire should looms large. Number 10. Serbia. Whisper it, but Serbia optimists have produced fight. There are in outstanding form this month, resounding with over Sweden and Norway suggesting. Dragan Stojkovic has returned and Mariti a balance to complement their undoubtable flair. Alexander Mitrovic and Dusan Vlahovic were on target in Oslo, and the former scored a hat-trick against Sweden. A tough group and Qatar should hold few fears. Number 7. Switzerland. The favorite should all be wary of Switzerland's, who backed up their June win over Portugal with triumphing in Spain with tactically impressive display. They subsequently overcame the Czech Republic, albeit by Jens Sommer, a penalty save from Thomas Souck. An experienced side buoyed by the goals that bring Bolo looks well set to trouble the later stage. Number 12. Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne, showering of his self-confidence boredom and the playing was a mastermind the victory. Secure truth and dominant first half showing last Thursday, but the way they ultimately sequenced come showed the defensive doubt remained. Another defeat by the Netherlands was well considered and savage, so pride after Jones' thrashing, but there is a sense that a golden generation ship has sailed. Number 13. Uruguay. A qualification campaign that was running off steam was savage when the difficult decision was taken last year to replace Oscar Tabares after 15 years in charge. Diego Alonso saw them to Qatar with 4 straight wins, but they're struggling to find the right balance. One forward leaves them short of firepower, and Darwin Núñez is a plausibly white man, but 2 renders them open through midfield. Number 14. Portugal. A disappointing performance against Spain after the 4-2-0 topping of the Czech Republic with half-dependent spirits somewhat in Portugal, but they remain among the favorites. Their veteran manager, Fernando Santos, had apologized to Thiago Dayolo after the first watch when he admitted forgetting the little defender was among his substitutes and was criticized by some supporters. Number 15. Senegal. Aliou Cissé side will arrive in Qatar strongly fancied to follow up their first African Cup of Nations triumph, with a strong show with under the experienced manager, but the speed a comfortable win over Bolivia and France. Tuesday 1-1 draw with Iran showed there are still concerned over the team's ability to score enough goals to carry them into the tournament. Number 16. Poland. Poland will always struggle to escape the accusation that they are Robert Lewandowski plus 10 others, but they really should be given the presence in the squad of Arkadiusz Milik and Piotr Zielinski, as well as an array of fine goalkeepers. Cislo Misieniewicz replaced Paulo Sousa, as coach in January, and Nation League from under him has been patchy. The only wins coming against Wales. Number 17. Canada. After beating Qatar last Friday, Canada 2-0 defeat by Uruguay in Bratislava and Twitter showed they can compete with some of the best sides. Their manager, John Herman, admitted that his players had been waiting for an opportunity to face sides from outside North and Central America as they prepared for the World Cup, and they will be hoping for another test in their final warm-up against Japan. Number 18. Wales. After 2.5 of qualifying for their first World Cup since 1958, it has been a testing few days for Wales as defeated by Belgium and Poland meant Robert Page teams were relegated from their Nation League's group with 1 point from 6 matches. Of course, that will mean nothing if they can progress from Group B into the knockout stage in Qatar. Number 19. Morocco. After the sacking of Vahid Halilhodžić in August, the second time the veteran manager has been sacked after qualifying for the World Cup, there is a new optimism among other Lions supporters. The recalled Hakim Ziyech started the last Friday 2-0 win over Chile in front of 25,000, largely expat Moroccan fans and Spaniard from ground before Wally Regri side drew 0-0 with Paraguay. Number 20. Japan. Solid performance in the 2-2 win against USA and 0-0 draw with Ecuador. We have given Himi Moriyasu some extra confidence before a final one match against Canada in Dubai on 17 November. But with the mighty challenge of having to face Germany and Spain in the other group, Japan will need to be more clinical to have a chance of reaching the knockout stage for the fourth time. 21. Ecuador. The world has been left match that we serve big goals draws with Saudi Arabia and Japan, except to conclude that Gustavo Alfaro's team should not be relied on fireworks. Emerna Valencia would have eliminated the later game had he not missed from the penalty spot. Ecuador have not conceded in their past 5 and can feel fine young players such as Brighton, Moises Caicedo, but their talentless is a worry. Number 22. Mexico. Even Lozano winner against Peru sparked hope that L3 has seen the back of for Peru room. Optimism increased after a scorching first half run and 2-goal lead over Colombia, but Mexico ended up losing 3-2, and the evening was blighted further by homophobic chanting in the Santa Clara Crown, which led proceedings to be paused in the 82nd minute, improving needed quickly both on the off the pitch. Number 23. USA. Following up an abject performance against Japan in their 2-2 defeat last Friday with another lackluster display, the 0-0 draw against Saudi Arabia was hardly the best preparation for the World Cup, and Nunes better in still searching for answers in several key areas. At this rate, the US will face a big task to make it out of their group in the Qatar. 24. Iran. Carlos Queiroz was brought back in the month in an effort to recover the half of his previous 8 years at church, a win over Uruguay and draw with Senegal, but contest in Austria. Suggests it was the right decision. These matches were played to a backdrop at protests at home, and the team merely made a visible statement against the repression of women before facing the African champions. The forward Serdar Azmoun made it clear he does not fear repercussion. 25. Australia. Back-to-back wins over New Zealand, the second with the experiment side, have bred a little more optimism around the Socceroos, but they still appear scratchy, and the final make-out of Graham Arnold's squad remains anyone's guess. The goals are hardly flowing, although Jason Cummings' debut against the Kiwis was encouraging, and the lack of top-level experience bodes for significant progress. Number 36. South Korea. South Korea qualified convincingly under the former Portugal coach Paulo Bento, winning 7 and drawing 2 of the 10 third phase qualifiers, but form side has been mixed, wins over Egypt and Chile, rubbing alongside, coming reverse against Brazil and Japan. The recent convincing draw against Costa Rica and 1-0 win over Cameroon haven't cleared the picture. 27. Cameroon. Two disappointing defeats in friendlies against Uzbekistan and South Korea will not have fired Rigobert's song and his squad with confidence heading into the World Cup. 28. Tunisia. After 3 successive victories and a run of clean sheets, a stretch back to March. The 5-1 thrashing by Brazil on Tuesday and a parade sprints was a setback for a team who have built their recent success of defensive nows, but they will still believe among the Carthage Eagles squad that Yelit Calriss is molding a team who can be capable of displaying a surprise in a group containing France and Denmark. 29. Ghana, while losing 3-0 to Brazil, was no embarrassment in a game that featured Brighton Tariq Lamptey making his Black Star debut off the bench. Ghana leveraged to 1-0 win over Nicaragua on Tuesday has highlighted their defensive attack. Number 30. Qatar. Will Qatar be the weakest host side to appear at the World Cup? Their former president accompanying argument a 2-0 defeat by Canada in Vienna, so then conceded softly early before struggling to make a tactical impression, losing 3-0 to Croatia under. In 3 days previously was even worse, and unless they can find a significant impetus on home soil, it is hard to see them not bowing out early. Number 31. Costa Rica. 11 days ago, Jamison Bennett came off the bench for Sunderland and Watford and scored the equalizer. Then started for Costa Rica against South Korea and scored both in a 2-2 draw, his first strike for his country. The last, number 32. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia had been greenly considered under Herbie Renard, the only coach ever to win the Africa Cup of Nations with 2 different countries, losing only one of the third phase ground games. Well, it's all it all. And I see you the next episode, guys. Goodbye.